Next up, I think we've covered budget priorities earlier. Next is our legislative policy. Is that what's next? Oh, I guess I better follow this outline instead of this other one. Oh, strategic plan. There we go. USBE strategic plan. Do we have any updates on that? And we do. Superintendent Dixon.
Deputy was an easier role.
I'm sorry, I slipped. I went back in time. Retro.
That's just a really brief update. We've taken the strategic plan to Leadership Council to help us think through how we might format it in a way that clarifies the board's goals and then provides a way for us to have actionable steps built in to the plan. So we have a committee working on that right now, as well as thinking forward about a more approachable, marketable way to visualize the plan and Education Elevated. So we're working on those two things and just wanted you to know where we're at, and we'll bring it to you hopefully in February for your approval so that we have clear direction moving forward, in that you're clear about the goals you've outlined for us. We're clear about being able to move forward on action steps aligned with those goals.
Board Member Hanson.
I've been talking to Sid and Leah a little bit about a concern I have that we have set this goal up of students receiving an 18 on the ACT, but yet to be college and career ready, yet we have thousands of kids, special needs kids, who don't even take the ACT. And so I would like us, and we're going to do some brainstorming, I think, to see if we can find some way to include them. So, because they found in studies that kids with disabilities, when they have jobs, you see them out in your communities, when they have jobs, they're happier and they're healthier throughout their lives. And we're an employment first state, which means that we're working to get them jobs. And so we want them to be career ready too. So just wanted you to know that I'm kind of working on that. So if you have any ideas, let me know.
Any other, if I might comment on Board Member Hanson's, it's been more on a LEA level of how aggressive the LEA or the district or charter is when it coming to career ready. And I've seen that in the rural districts, but I'm not sure if we have a statewide policy to steer them in that direction, to find out what talents and abilities and capabilities, bandwidth, and all of that some of our special needs have. And I've seen on the rural side where they've identified those with parents and that of their likes and the things that are good at, and I'm really pleased to say that many of our special needs are employed because of that. But I'm not sure if we're doing something at the state level. So that'd be a good. So I support your recommendation to look further into that, to see if there is something that we could do in a unified way with our strategic plan. Anything else on our strategic plan? Okay, one other comment or question from
one thing I might add, so that it's not just hanging out there. We've been strategic, pun intended, in presenting at study sessions those items that are directly related to the strategic plan. So rather than bringing sort of random things to you, we're trying to be very mindful about bringing items to you that either are a report of progress or ideas or actionable steps. So 2 months ago, you heard from Dr. Christelle Estrada on some innovative practices and updates for our students learning English as a second language. We talked about literacy last month. So aligned with those items, we would anticipate that some things you might want to make motions on that are goal-oriented, and others might be reported items that we would bring to you during this time to say, here's how we're progressing towards the strategic plan. So in absence of motions, there were recommendations made. I should go back and say there were recommendations made a couple of months ago. And we felt that the timing might be better served in February, where you might then want to discuss motions or items that you want to add to the strategic plan. So just didn't want that out there hanging about. You kind of had sort of a conversation a little bit, but motions haven't been taken on some of those recommendations. So those could be forthcoming from you in the next couple of months.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? I have a question for you, Superintendent. When you're in your leadership meeting and you're driving this, how much of our strategic plan is really integrated into the conversation there?
It drives everything we do, truly. I mean, we're looking to that. Leadership Council is the council for the board where all of the directors meet together and some coordinators. So that's really the broader leadership team, and our work is really centered on the strategic plan.
Okay, thank you. So it's important that we get it right. And so thank you for incorporating that into your operations. Anything else on strategic plan? Okay, I guess we'll just